All Renegades of Puck to the trenches. It's time for Renegades of Puck TV. Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the essence of no half-stepping. And welcome to the 2021 Spirit of Nashville Awards winner for the best hockey podcast. We came in second overall amongst all sports podcasts here in the Nashville area, but we came in number one overall amongst the group of hockey podcasts. And we are so incredibly proud. After only 7 weeks of existence, we are already getting recognition as the number one hockey podcast in the city of Nashville. And we continue to expand and continue to grow. And we look forward to competing for this award in the future. So stick taps, love, and respect to each and every one of you out there for voting and for participating. And congratulations to all of the other nominees and all of the winners in the 2021 Spirit of Nashville Awards. We are very proud to be the best hockey podcast. We absolutely feel that we are, and we look forward to continuing to deliver the goods. Remember, I am your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the essence of no half-stepping. Anything you need to know about the Renegades of Puck, you can find at renegadesofpuck.com. While you're there, you can click on the link to get to our merchandise page, and right there, you'll find our traditional logo t-shirt. That's right, the Renegades of Puck logo that you see right here on the wall. We've got that marked down, totally affordable right now, and we would love if you would pick one of those up here over the holiday season to go ahead and start wearing in the year 2022 as the time and the age of the Renegades have arrived. We will be out there all over the city, so we want to have you out there wearing your fresh gear, so make sure you're picking those up. And also check out those Renegades of Puck Pride t-shirts. We also have plenty of other merchandise and gimmicks, socks, throw pillows, coffee mugs, and just about anything you can think of. We have put our logo on. We've sold out, so you can buy in. So check that out, the merchandise page at renegadesofpuck.com. We've got a whole lot to talk about, but first I need you and your support on social media. We've talked a lot about this lately. We are doing an incredible job, and we are building a following. If you would please go to YouTube and give us a subscription, we sure would appreciate that. Also, all of the different social media platforms, you can find the Renegades of Puck there. If you like Facebook, if that's your preferred method of social media use, then go ahead and give us a like and give us a follow there. Twitter, we can be found there very easily at Renegades of Puck. You can also find us on Instagram. We have a SoundCloud page that puts up the audio-only version of the podcast. It's a condensed version, and it is there right alongside as a companion to all of the other ways you can consume the essence of no half-stepping. Plenty of content from the Renegades of Puck and plenty of ways for you to consume it. So we'd appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in the trenches all across this social media spectrum. We need your help. It only takes a couple seconds to give us a like, to give us a follow, and go ahead and leave a comment. It helps us tremendously as we are a growing brand that is just getting started. If you'd like to be a partner of the show, please go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck, or just scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. Any donation is very much appreciated. I'm running out of black ink and I'm running out of pens from taking so many notes in the last couple of weeks. So go ahead and send over a couple of bucks right now, and we can go ahead and add some more pens and art supplies and whatever else we need here in the bunker. Again, that's on Venmo, Renegades Puck, and we sure do appreciate each and every one of you. A lot of stick taps, love, and respect for the donations that we have received so far. Now listen, you guys come here for the no half-stepping hockey coverage. So as the show goes along, we're going to tell you about some great partners and sponsors that we have. But right now, let's get into the hockey talk, because right now, your Nashville Predators are sitting in second place in the Central Division after 30 games played this season. They have a record of 19-10-1, and on the road, they have a record of 10-5-1. 10 wins on the road sounds mighty impressive. It is the most in the Central Division, and it is the fourth most overall in the NHL. Carolina at 12, the Rangers and the Calgary Flames at 11, and then the Nashville Predators with 10 road victories in the first 30 games of the season. So a record of 10-5-1 overall on the road, a record of 19-10-1 overall, 39 points, has them 1 point behind the Minnesota Wild for first place in the Central Division. Tied in points with the St. Louis Blues, but the Nashville Predators are ahead. Colorado Avalanche in fourth place at 36 points, then Winnipeg at 31, Dallas at 28, Chicago at 25, and the Arizona Coyotes all the way back in last place with a pitiful 12 points on the season. The Nashville Predators have scored 89 goals in the season, and they have given up 79 goals against. They've also won 7 straight games now after tonight's action that we will be fully recapping in the Rebirth Sports Recap coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first, after the Nashville Predators won their 7th straight, now they will be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. And then, after facing off against the Carolina Hurricanes, Tuesday will be hosting the Winnipeg Jets, and then getting a much-needed Christmas break and hopefully getting a whole lot of players healthy. Coming back off the Christmas break on the 27th of December at the Dallas Stars, following that up 2 days later in Washington, and then back-to-back because they'll be in Columbus to close out the month of December, starting the brand new year back home at Bridgestone Arena against the same opponent from tonight, the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, between these two teams, the Nashville Predators and the Carolina Hurricanes, they have played one time already this season. It was all the way back on the 16th of October. That was just the second game of the season. The Nashville Predators have come a long way since that 0-2 start. The Preds dropped that game to the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2. UC Soberos got the start and took the loss 29 out of 31. Forsberg and Johansson scored the goals for the Preds. Svechnikov, Teravainen, and Fost each with a goal in that game, and Anderson 38 out of 40 for the victory. The Nashville Predators have a very difficult game going into Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes rank near the top of the league in almost everything. 27-1 is their overall record, 41 points. That is third best in the Metropolitan Division, a record of 8-3 on home ice. They have 90 goals for and 61 goals against. That plus 29 goal differential, that is number one overall in the NHL. Let me tell you about the recent action for the Carolina Hurricanes. Then I'll tell you about their league rankings. On the 7th of December, it was a 4-2 win at Winnipeg. They followed that up on the 9th with a 2-1 overtime win at Calgary, a 3-1 win at Edmonton, and then a 2-1 loss at Vancouver, a 5-3 win versus the Detroit Red Wings on the 16th of December. And they will be playing against the LA Kings at home on Saturday night. So they will be having a game leading into the Nashville Predators. The Predators will be the second game of back-to-backs this weekend for the Carolina Hurricanes. So that will give the Nashville Predators at least some advantage coming off of their back-to-back that wrapped up tonight in Chicago. Now, the NHL rankings and the numbers between these two teams, well, goals for the Carolina Hurricanes at 3.21. That is ninth best in the NHL. Their goals against at 2.18 is best overall in the league. Ranks first. Shots for at 33 is 12th best in the league. Shots against 26.9 is first in the league. Their power play at 21.4% is 11th best in the league. They've scored 18 times out of 84 opportunities, and their penalty killing unit is the second best overall in the NHL. They've only given up 12 power play goals against on the season, and their penalty kill unit is converting at 88.4%. Now listen, I'll tell you who's out of the lineup at this moment, but it could continue to extend for the Nashville Predators. But first, let me tell you about their NHL rankings. The goals for the Nashville Predators now 2.93, up just a little bit, 15th overall in the NHL. Goals against at 2.63 is 11th best in the league. Shots for 30th in the NHL, now 19th. Shots against, the Nashville Predators have really been limiting number of shots on goal for opponents as of late. Now, the league ranking certainly reflecting that at fourth best in the NHL, only giving up 29.2 per game. The power play for the Nashville Predators has been coming through this season and is still ranked 7th in the NHL. Top 10 in any metric is always a good thing. 25.6% or 22 out of 86 on the season. And the Nashville Predators penalty kill, 20th overall in the NHL. They've given up 20 power play goals against. That is a fairly high number, and the Nashville Predators need to lock that down just a little bit better now. Who's in, who's out of the lineup? This has been in such incredible flux. Hour to hour, things seem to be changing. But at this time, the Nashville Predators on the COVID list, and it is an extensive list. Cousins, Granlund, Johansson, Luff, McCarron, Harper, Borowiecki, and Tomasino. Also on the coaching staff, Hines, Heinold, Lambert, Richards, and Vanderklok, plus several members of the traveling and behind-the-scenes party for the Nashville Predators. It is a very difficult time right now. They are very shorthanded in many of the situations, but they are finding a way to get through, as many teams across the league are going to have to find a way to do. You're going to have to just gut it out and figure out a way to field enough players to put out there on any given night, because the NHL, I do not think, is going to do anything more than postpone a game or two here and there, and that's only if teams cannot find find enough players to go. So it is going to be difficult for the Nashville Predators, but it was incredibly difficult against the Colorado Avalanche to have almost the same amount of players out of the lineup and still come away with the victory, and then follow that up in Chicago the next night, less than 24 hours later, and come away with another victory. News, notes, and stats for the Nashville Predators and the Carolina Hurricanes. Matt Duchene still listed as day-to-day with an upper body injury, and the Nashville Predators sure could use a boost by getting him back in the lineup. Roman Josi leads the team in scoring, 10 goals and 19 assists now for 29 points. Granlund second on the team in scoring, 5 and 22 for 27. Duchene 13 and 12 for 25. Johansson 8 plus 16 for 24. And then Philip Forsberg, 13 goals on the season, 9 assists for 22 points. UC Soros is putting up one hell of a season. There were people that were concerned he wasn't ready to take over as a full-time starter in the NHL. Not only is he ready to take over, he might also be ready to win a Vezina trophy. 15, 8, and 1 at this point in the season, a 9.24 save percentage and a 2.22 goals against average. He is incredible out there, and the Nashville Predators are certainly going to be just fine with UC Soros as their starting goaltender. Now listen, Carolina, you know the names. They are high-skilled, and individually, they can pretty much win a game on any given night all by themselves. Sebastian Aho at 15 goals and 17 assists has 32 points on the season. Tara Vinan's at 6 plus 16 for 22. Svechnikov has 9 goals and 12 assists for 21 points. Tony DeAngelo doing just fine on his new team, 5 goals and 15 assists for 20 points. Trocheck always does good against the Nashville Predators. He's got 7 goals on the season and 12 assists for 19 points. Now listen, with the back-to-back situation, the Carolina Hurricanes are going to have to figure out how they are going to deploy. Anderson with a record of 15 and 5, a 9.28 save percentage, and a 1.98 goals against average, or Ranta 4-2-1 and 9.07 save percentage and a 2.37 goals against average. They'll have to figure out how they want to deploy their netminders and who they're going to set up for the red-hot 7-game winning Nashville Predators coming into Carolina, looking to even up the season series. It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Remember, you can always check out Rebirth Sports at rebirthsports.com. You can also find them on social media, Facebook, Twitter. Just search Rebirth Sports. The jersey that you see right here, the jersey that you see me wearing so many seasons in Mighty Drunks League play, also in tournaments at the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships on Lake Nokomis in Minnesota. Everywhere that they are playing hockey, you can find Rebirth Sports jerseys, and they are doing more than just jerseys. They are fully outfitting organizations. They are jersey tailors, and just check them out. Go to rebirthsports.com and also let them know on our social media you heard about them right here in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. We've got some great things coming up in the year 2022 with Rebirth Sports, and we sure are proud to have such incredible partners there with these fellas. They are an incredible team. They have an incredible crew, and I'm always so excited and happy when I get a chance to talk to them and talk about how their business is doing, and they love being in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. Now listen, the lines have been in total flux, so let's get into it right here and talk about what happened on 12/17 of the year 2021 when the Nashville Predators went in to face off against Chicago Blackhawks, the second night of back-to-backs with a lengthy number of players out of the lineup. This is who was in the lineup and how the line started the game. Forsberg, Sissons, and Jeannot make up your first line. Tolman and Novak and Cunnin, Trennan, Glass and Olivier, Smith, Grimaldi, and Sherwood. Yossi, Fabro, Ekholm, Carrier, Myers, Benning are your defensive pairings, and UC Soros gets the second consecutive start on back-to-backs less than 24 hours for the starting goaltender of the Nashville Predators. We are only 26 seconds into the game, and Colton Sissons picking up right where he left off the previous night, this time hitting the post, but already making a difference in this game. 1:49 of the first period, UC Soros comes up with a save on Kurashev, sliding across. It was a huge early stop in this game and easily could have found its way to the back of the net if UC Soros did not have such incredible and dynamic edge work. At 4:48 of the first period, Tolvanen's off to the box, 2 minutes for hooking, a very strong and disruptive penalty kill by the Nashville Predators. 7:23 of the first period, UC Soros comes up with a save on Murphy off of the rush, but then Murphy at 11:32 is off to the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and that's where we find Tommy Novak getting his first goal of his NHL career, first goal of the game for the Nashville Predators, giving the Preds a 1-0 lead over the Blackhawks. It was a wrist shot short side from the top of the circle, and congratulations, stick taps to Tommy Novak on his first goal in the NHL. Nashville Predators with a 1-0 lead in this game. In 13:57, Doc ties the game up at 1 apiece with his 5th goal of the season. It was a turnover behind the net that ends up in the back of the net against the Nashville Predators. Really, there was nothing UC Soros could do in this scenario. It happened just that quick. 18:43 of the first period. Jones, 2 minutes for puck over the glass. Josi is stopped by Fleury just before the buzzer to end the first period. It looked like the captain was going to cash in, but Fleury was able to keep it out of the net. Shots on goal at the end of the first period, 9-6 in favor of the Nashville Predators. A carryover of 43 seconds on the power play into the second period for the Predators, but nothing materializes in favor of the Preds. So at 1:06, we see Ekholm off the box. 2 minutes for slashing on Patrick Kane. UC Soros has to come up with a huge save on Jones through traffic in Nashville. Overall, has another very strong penalty kill. At 4:35, they'll get another opportunity to test that strong penalty kill when Grimaldi goes off to the box. 2 minutes for interference. I felt that this was an awful call, and it could have and should have been on both players who equally had each other tied up in the neutral zone. We see what I feel is a makeup call pretty quickly after that when Patrick Kane goes off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking. We see a 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 21 seconds. In that action, we see Fleury come up with a glove save on Josi from medium range. At 8:07, we see Fleury save on Tanner Jeannot plus his follow-up opportunity. At 11:23, Fleury comes up with a save on Sherwood off of the rush. The Preds seem to still have some jump here in the second period. It is, of course, the second night of back-to-back games, less than 24 hours, plus having to travel after last night's game. 16:43 of the second period. Myers, 2 minutes for hooking on Kane. The Nashville Predators are back on the penalty kill yet again. DeBrincat, who seems to always have success against the Nashville Predators, misses the shot opportunity at the end of the tic-tac-toe setup, and I think that he probably would have been able to put this puck into the net if he had found a little bit of accuracy. But fortunately for the Nashville Predators, he does not, and we head to the end of the second period. The Preds out shooting the Chicago Blackhawks 24-12. In the third period, to start it off at 1:29, UC Soros comes up with a huge save to keep this game moving right along. At 2:57, Forsberg hits the post from a sharp angle. 6:37, UC Soros comes up with a huge save on Kurashev. And then the Preds, they look like the gas tank is starting to get a little bit low at this point in time. Yes, they're still competing and they're still trying out there, but there are certain plays where you can just tell where the puck would normally not be a turnover or a pass, would normally be connected, and that is not happening at this stage of the third period. 7:23, though, we do see Murphy off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping on Tanner Jeannot. Chicago does have a disciplined penalty kill, and the Preds power play, again, looks just a little bit sluggish. Just a couple of passes, a couple zone entries that just weren't as crisp as you would normally expect. 10:15, Gustafsson off to the box. 2 minutes for delay of game. And the Nashville Predators are going to capitalize because Colton Sissons has his 4th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-1 lead in this game. Forsberg with the perfect feed across the slot. And Sissons with the finish. It goes off of Fleury as he is diving and then goes just across the goal line. But it's enough to be a good goal. The Predators with a 2-1 lead. Now listen, it looked like all they had to do was grind this thing out, but Taves went ahead and disrupted that plan with his 3rd goal of the season at 13:55. He found some open space after he won the face-off, and he's able to score easily after a perfect setup. Ties this game up at 2 apiece. At 17:04, we see Tanner Jeannot off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping, and what seemed like a Preds win just a couple of minutes ago, now it seems like they're going to be lucky if they're able to make it out of regulation with a point. UC Soros is going to try to help them get there with coming up with a huge save on Taves and then another save on Kubalik. We do hit the end of regulation tied. The Nashville Predators have now picked up 3 out of a possible 3 points, and they've got a 5-minute overtime period to try to earn that 4th point in the back-to-back. They did outshoot Chicago in regulation 30-19. We do not have a very long overtime session because Tanner Jeannot is ending this game with his 8th goal of the season. It was a 2-on-1. Roman Josi carrying the puck, the zone entry, and doing exactly what he does so well. Perfect pass sets Jeannot up for the game winner. And the Nashville Predators win 3-2 in Chicago in overtime. Now remember, the Nashville Predators lost the game in overtime, the only game they've lost in overtime in Chicago in their previous meeting. So the Nashville Predators go into Chicago on a very difficult night and set of circumstances. Second night of back-to-backs, all of the players out of the lineup, and they find a way to get it done. I don't care about Chicago getting that loser point tonight. What I do care about is the Nashville Predators found a way to pick up all 4 points in just over 24 hours of play in a very difficult set of circumstances, and this is the type of series of games that will help build this team and continue building this team. They're performing so far above expectations right now. I think everybody is starting to catch on and starting to notice what they're doing. When you're winning this many games on the road, when you're beating the number of good teams that the Nashville Predators are beating, this is not a fluke. Right now, when you look, the Nashville Predators are only 4 points behind the number one spot in the NHL. So for the President's Trophy race, right now the Preds are only 4 points behind, and they are in the upper echelon amongst some of the most well-known and competitive teams for the Stanley Cup right now. Now listen, can they maintain this for another 50-plus games plus the playoffs? That we will, of course, be here each and every game to go through and track and find out. But I still believe that this team is coming together. I don't think that we've seen the completeness of this year's and John Hines' Nashville Predators team. You have a potential Vezina finalist in goal. You have a potential Norris finalist on leading your team and on defense. You have a potential Calder winner in Tanner Jeannot, and you have so many other pieces that are performing to the levels and the expectations that you always wanted them to, meaning Ryan Johansson and Duchesne and Philip Forsberg. The Nashville Predators have a lot of pieces that are all coming together at the same time, led by a lot of youth. The herd line is now well established, and they're going to go on and lead this team into whatever. I do not know where this team is going to go. We're going to ride it together is what I'm trying to tell you, Renegades, and them. They're better than everybody expected, and I can tell you exactly why they are. It's because they are playing as a team. They are going out there as a determined unit each and every night. They are playing hard. They are playing physical. They are playing detailed, and they've got enough skilled players around them to make plenty of offense on any given night. So this Nashville Predators team is a very good team for the first half of the season. If they continue to grow together, continue to gel together, and get all these players off of all of these illness lists after Christmas, then the Nashville Predators are going to be an incredible hockey team by the end of the season. So listen, we've got a lot to talk about still on the rest of the show. I need to talk to MOSTRODAMUS. I need to talk to Sean C. Smith. And, of course, I need to wrap this thing up. So listen, UC Soros. John Hines is not the same type of coach as the Nashville Predators have had in the past. There was always a goaltending rule that the backup played the second night of the back-to-back, the home and home, whatever it was. So this was a night that traditionally you knew Riddick was going to get the start in this one. But that's not how John Hines runs things. And UC Soros multiple times now in his career since John Hines has taken over has been run out there on consecutive nights of back-to-back hockey. And listen, UC Soros doesn't seem to mind it. And right now, with the way the Nashville Predators are limiting shots on goal, it was really as if UC Soros just had one heavy night of work. He ends up 2-0 after these two games, 41 out of 45, and it was a back-to-back incredible sequence for UC Soros and the starting goaltender of the Nashville Predators. The starting goaltender of the Renegades of Puck is going to tell you everything you need to know that happened between the pipes and tell you everything about UC Soros right now. Of course, you know who it is. It's MOSTRODAMUS. You can find him on Twitter at GreatGoalie35, or you can watch him right here on Renegades of Puck TV. MOSTRODAMUS, tell me all about it.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Lucky number 7 for the Nashville Predators. 7 wins in a row now after an impressive performance up at the United Center. A final score, of course, of 3-2 in overtime on Friday night. Tanner Jeannot, the game-winning goal on the tap-in feed from Roman Josi. Nashville, what else can you say about this club? They started the season 1-4, have been very impressive since then. 7 wins in a row now. This one now second of back-to-backs against division rivals in both games, and come out with victories while being incredibly shorthanded with COVID issues, and still come out with victories. No coaching staff left over, several players out, and they're still pulling out W's out of nowhere. UC Soros on the night didn't have a whole lot to work with. 17 of 19 on the night. The goals by Kirby Dach and Jonathan Toews. Not really much he can do on either one of those. He got caught looking the wrong way on the Kirby Dach goal after the turnover behind the net. But UC Soros showing no ill effects from playing on back-to-back nights. A little bit surprising. He did face 26 shots the previous night against Colorado. Some of those were of very high danger and high quality chances. This night against Chicago, not a whole lot going against him. And so he stood strong despite the fact he played on back-to-back nights. Marc-Andre Fleury on the other side, did not expect to see him. They have a second of back-to-backs tomorrow night against the Dallas Stars. And Marc-Andre Fleury, that first goal, Tommy Novak, congratulations for him on getting his first goal. That's a bad goal if you're Marc-Andre Fleury. Didn't seem to be screened on it, just seemed to wave at it, miss it, and Tommy Novak ends up with his first career goal. He would like that one back. Was very unlucky on the Colton Sissons goal. He made a remarkable partial save, at least anyway, sprawling across to make that stop. Goes off of his glove, off the post, then off his body, and just trickles across the goal line, but they all count. So 2 goals there, and of course the tap in by Jeannot in overtime. He had no chance on that one. So Nashville Predators, again, taking care of business inside the division. Next up for the Nashville Predators are the Carolina Hurricanes. They have won 5 of 6. So the Preds, again, playing teams that are red hot just as they are. Frederick Anderson, 15-5 on the season, 1.98 goals against, 928 save percentage. He's been absolutely marvelous this season for the Hurricanes. He started out the season winning his first 8, then he went through a little bit of a lull as did the rest of the team. He was 3-5 in the next 8 starts. He has now won 4 in a row since, and he's 10-2 in his career against the Nashville Predators. Very impressive for Frederick Anderson. Carolina also, though, on the first of back-to-backs when they play against the Nashville Predators on Sunday. They have a game Saturday night at home against the Kings, then Sunday against Nashville. So it'll be interesting to see who they put in there. You would think career numbers, Frederick Anderson is the man they'll turn to, with Antti Raanta having a little bit of more luck against the Los Angeles Kings over his career. So look for that to be the matchup. UC Saros against Frederick Anderson in Carolina on Sunday night. Now, normally I would shoot this back to you, Charlie, but I would be remiss if I did not mention the Soberos Network Awards. What an honor it was for the Renegades of Puck to be even included in that, given the fact that we've only been on the air for a short 2 months here in 2021, and we're on the voting ballot, and sure enough, there we are, the #1 Preds podcast in Nashville, according to the Soberos Network Awards. Thank you so much for the Soberos Network to even include us in that category. And the Renegades of Puck, thank you so much for getting out there and voting for us, showing us the love and support, and we in turn show you guys the love and support from our end. Charlie, Bryan, Sean C. Smith, Kyle Perkins, Ultimate Predator, everybody from the Renegades of Puck, we thank you. You guys made this possible. You guys have jumped on board and jumped in the trenches with us. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you to the Soberos Network. And again, cannot say thank you enough for you guys for giving us all your love and support to get on that ballot box and to be the #1 Preds podcast in Nashville. It is an honor, and I'm humbled to be part of this great team. Charlie, take it away.
You can find him on Twitter at GreekGoalie35, or you can watch him right here on Renegades of Puck TV. He is the starting goaltender of the Renegades of Puck. He is, of course, MOSTRODAMUS. Want to tell you about one of our incredible partners, Strong Style Fitness. You can find Strong Style Fitness by going on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and just searching Strong Style Fit, or go to StrongStyleFit.com. 150 workouts from a certified personal trainer on YouTube, completely free for you. Whether you are a beginner or an expert, there are videos and workouts for each and every level with full instruction from a certified personal trainer. It's really an incredible service for the Renegades of Puck to have access to. A happy renegade is a healthy renegade, and I need you guys to get up, stay motivated, keep moving, and you can do that with Strong Style Fit. So make sure you jump in the trenches and let Tracy over at Strong Style Fit know that you appreciate her supporting us here at Renegades of Puck TV. I've got to hear from Sean C. Smith right now. Sean C. Smith is going to talk to me about Colton Sissons. A goal, 3 assists, 4 points in the 2 games, but 48-17 in time on ice, and he steps all the way up to the first line in back-to-back nights. He puts on the A tonight, which is an awesome thing for Colton Sissons to get. He played in every situation, and Sean C. Smith is going to tell us all about it. So I'll leave the rest for Sean. You can find him at ontheforecheck.com. You can also find him on Twitter at SCSOTF. You can watch him right here on Renegades of Puck TV or virtually anywhere else that the Predators are being talked about. Sean C. Smith is a superstar, and he's up right now.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Renegades, it's Sean C. Smith back again, here to talk to you about what turned out to be a pretty darn exciting game against the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, any game that ends with the Chicago Blackhawks losing is a good game for me. So I know you're probably just as stoked as I am about it, but I'm here tonight to talk to you about Colton Sissons. Colton Sissons wore the A tonight, and I'm going to tell you it's the first time he's done that, at least in the regular season for the Nashville Predators. And I think it's something that's been a long time coming. Over the summer when Ellis was out, it seemed like there were going to be some openings on that leadership committee. And of course, things get shuffled around. Currently, before all of the COVID chaos here, it seemed like the only person wearing A's. Now, of course, Philip Forsberg wore one in the previous game, but Colton Sissons was wearing one tonight. And what I'm going to say about that is this was well-deserved and a long time coming. Colton Sissons, when he signed his most recent contract, I know a lot of people had a lot of complaints, not so much about the price, but about the term. But here's the thing. Colton Sissons has been someone that this team has been able to rely on. They've had. When it came to dire circumstances in the Stanley Cup, Colton Sissons was there leading the charge. So tonight, just as well as last night. Big time performance against the Blackhawks tonight. Centering the first line with Tanner Jeannot and Philip Forsberg. I mean, what more could you want? Sissons was someone he's used to with, and Forsberg on the other side. And I'm telling you what a performance by Tanner Jeannot as well. But I want to talk about Sissons because Sissons is absolutely lighting it up. And when you think about a guy, you thought the next man up mentality, I think there should be a picture in the Preds dictionary of Colton Sissons because this is a guy they can rely on to do anything they need done on the ice. And I think everybody's starting to see why when the chips are stacked against him, Colton Sissons is someone that steps up for the Predators. And of course, Tanner Jeannot with a huge and beautiful, oh man, I can't believe I saw it happen. It was great. But a huge and incredible overtime game-winning goal. That's exactly what you want to see out of this kid. As far as rookies go, he's having an incredible season, and hopefully that overtime goal is going to get him some attention nationally instead of just everyone in Nashville knowing about Tanner Jeannot. So, Charlie, I want to say this. What an incredible ride it's been so far, and to find out that we are the number one Predators hockey podcast in Nashville, according to the Soberos network. That's awesome stuff. So I want to thank the guys over the Soberos network for giving us a chance and getting us on that ballot. Thank all the Renegades out there for voting and making us number one as far as hockey podcasts go in Nashville. And hey, maybe next season we'll be the number one sports podcast in Nashville. I think it's going to happen. I'm going to send it back over to you. Oh, no, Charlie, I can't send it back over to you because I've got to wish a happy birthday to my daughter, Katie, who turns 12 years old today. And she was lucky enough to get an early birthday present on that overtime goal from Tanner Jeannot. So now I'm going to send it back over to you, Charlie.
You can find him on Twitter at SCSOTF. You can read his work at ontheforecheck.com. Watch him right here on this very program. Sean C. Smith, incredible. Thank you so much for bringing us the intel from the front lines tonight. The intel that you need to know can always be found right here in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. Stripe Digital Solutions sure does help us out a lot around here in the bunker and with the Renegades of Puck. So I would appreciate if you go to stripedigitalsolutions.com and check out exactly what they can do to help you out. Also on social media, Stripe Digital Solutions, Facebook and Instagram, the logo behind me on the wall, the website, renegadesofpuck.com. So much more than that, though. Helping me create a plan that is going to help grow this brand. Digital Solutions. Brandy is helping me with that plan right now. We are coming up with things that in 2022 are going to bring the Renegades of Puck to a whole new level and a whole new audience. And we're going to be able to do that because Stripe Digital Solutions knows exactly what needs to be done and knows to tell me exactly what I need to do. The kind of advice that you need to help grow your brand, you can find it at Stripe Digital Solutions. So make sure you go and tell Brandy that you heard us talking about her right here on Renegades of Puck TV. And we sure would appreciate all of the stick taps, love, and respect to all of our incredible partners. They're not just partners to us. They're incredible people that we love being connected to because they represent all of the goodness that's out there in the world. Let me give you a couple of numbers right here, and then we'll go ahead and sign this show off and get everybody off for the next game. Tanner Jeannot, Tommy Novak with his first NHL goal, Colton Sissons with a goal tonight. Those are your goal scorers for the Nashville Predators. So they go into Chicago and they win a game on the backs of Jeannot, Novak, and Sissons. Everybody saw that coming before the season started. Assists for the Nashville Predators: Philip Forsberg, Luke Cunnin, Ellie Tolvanen, Alex Carrier, and the captain, Roman Josi. Leading the team in shots on goal, Roman Josi and Phil Myers each had 4 shots on net. Block shots, Dante Fabro had 5 in this game, and in hits, no surprise to see Tanner Jeannot there at the top of the list. He had 6 in this game. Yakov Trenin added 5 to this game, and plenty of other Nashville Predators delivered hits and were being plenty physical in this game. Roman Josi led the team in total time on ice at 25:56, but I have to highlight yet again Colton Sissons, 23-17 on the second night of back-to-backs, 5:12 of power play time on ice, 3:44 of shorthanded time on ice, and 48-17 of time on ice in just over 24 hours of hockey played. Stick taps to you, Colton Sissons. What an absolute incredible performance. That is just otherworldly. And of course, Roman Josi, of course, finishes the game with 1 assist, 4 shots on goal, 25-56 in total time on ice, and 5:39 on the power play. So that wraps up the box score. Bryan Bastin will be back running the Renegade Analytics desk here in just a couple of days. Looking forward to getting everybody back healthy. And speaking of getting healthy, it's been going around. Everybody seems to be out of the lineup right now, missing broadcast, missing everything. So I really just wanted to take a second to say I hope everybody gets to feeling better. It seems like almost everybody either connected to the show or connected to the hockey community is dealing with some form of illness or another. There's a whole bunch of things running throughout the community. So I really just want to take a quick second to say, get well soon, Renegades. I need everybody happy, healthy. I need you to be ready for a good Christmas, a happy New Year, and to be back in the trenches for the year 2022. And I just especially want to take a quick second to say get well soon to Lindsay Rowley. She's missed the last couple of broadcasts for the Nashville Predators. In the trenches here, Lindsay Rowley is highly respected. As a matter of fact, she is a member of the High Council of Renegades. Lindsay has appeared on multiple shows with me over the years, and I have come to find that her knowledge, her wisdom, her expertise on the topic is incredible, and she is always welcome in the trenches right here. And I just want to say get well soon, Renegade. We're thinking about you. We're thinking about each and every one of you out there, and I hope everybody gets better, and I'm going to get rid of this bug here in the next couple of days too, because I sure would like to feel better myself. So appreciate each and every one of you. And listen, before we head out the door, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you this. I am so proud to be the captain of the Renegades of Puck. I am so proud of what we represent, what we are going to build, and what we are going to be in the future. We are going to build a force for positivity here in the hockey community with all the toxicity that's going on out there, with all the bro culture and all the things that are wrong with the sport that we love. Well, if we continue to build and we continue to mass and grow our ranks, then we will be a force for positivity out there, and we will be able to make the hockey community a better place for everybody. The trenches are for all people. The trenches belong to everyone. They belong to you. That's why I need you, Renegades of Puck. Please share the links. Pass the word around that the Renegades of Puck are in the trenches, and we're here to deliver the goods. Those that fail you all the time, the negative ones, the ones that don't pay attention, that don't care, that frankly don't give a damn about the topic, you or anything else concerning the great sport of hockey, stop giving them the oxygen. They don't deserve it anymore. Come to the Renegades of Puck. Come to the bunker. We will deliver you enough content to keep you satisfied. I'm counting on you, Renegades of Puck. And there's someone else that's also counting on you. After a long stint on IR, I'll just let him speak for himself.
Oh, NHL. See, if you don't know, now'd you know. He ain't jerking the curtain, baby. He's stealing the show with more style than Gucci and more game than Parker Brothers. That is the one and the only Tanner, by God, Jeannot. Take notice, because the man can skate, the man can shoot, the man can score, the man can fight, And the man can flat out play hockey and steal your girlfriend on the way. Nobody's doing it like Tanner Jeannot right now. And nobody is doing it like the Preds are right now. That's 7, baby. And 2 of them are from the Predburals, baby. You think a rebuild is going to be slow and steady? Not in Smashville. We don't do anything slow. We do it with power, finesse, and style every time. And it's being led by Tanner, by God, Jeannot. We're not done. We're not done. We're going to steamroll and we're going to surprise everybody in the NHL. Take note. Take no prisoners. No half-stepping. No mercy. Central Division? You're next. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, where's my boy Tanner? Where's my boy Tanner? Let's go. Let's go.
He's back in the trenches. It is the ultimate one. I am so happy. The team is getting stronger. The team is getting healthy. And each and every one of you Renegades, I'm looking forward to an incredible Christmas holiday season, New Year, and 2022. We've got so many great things coming along to tell you about. I cannot wait. For MOSTRODAMUS, for Sean C. Smith, for Bryan, Bastin, for Kyle Perkins, and for the return of the ultimate one, I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, respect.